Hi guys, I'm back. Must be Monday. Back in my scrub outfit for work. Alright, we left off where the Red Ranger was letting Sonderclaus know that he did get the bicycle because he didn't want to hurt his feelings. So, the last little part that we read says, I was feeling strangely happy while it occurred to me that I had no particular reason to be happy at all. Let's go home, I said to Amelia, who jumped. She hadn't seen me smile before and figured I was having a seizure. That's funny. See, he's telling him that they flew off together in his Red Ranger tweed bicycle. And Sonderclaus is so happy. As we turned to leave, I noticed that the elves seemed agitated. At the door, I looked back to see several of them trying gently to keep the old man in his bed. Color had temporarily filled his cheeks, and he struggled to his feet. Grinning impishly, he motioned for silence, and then bent to elf ear level. He whispered, Boys, we're back. The little men looked mortified. Turning to me, he smiled and said, It's been a pleasure having the Red Ranger call. I saluted and said, Then I'll call again. I meant it, but that's the last I ever saw of the old man. As I headed for the stairs, he had summoned up the last of his strength and stood at the door, his arms outstretched. Time to fly, he said. Slowly, every one of the gathered elves gently drifted out of his room and up toward the rafters, the expression on their faces looking similar to the one I'd seen on Amelia's the night before. I pried my co-pilot out of the corner where she was wedged in mortal horror, and we left, my head reeling. See Sonderclaus in the doorway? We're back, he says. And there are the elves, all flying up in the sky, and there's poor Amelia in the corner. She wants nothing to do with any of this. I discovered it on the way home that morning. It had been in my front yard all the time. I just hadn't thought to look up. Neighbors had also begun to notice and silently approached. If a dog can look flabbergasted, Amelia did. The morning breeze spun the front wheel lazily while I stared up in open-mouthed astonishment. What the heck is up there? Oh my gosh, why is it up there in the sky? What is happening? Look at Amelia's face. And look at all the neighbors. Everybody's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. There's a bicycle up there. A shiny, brand new bicycle, custom made just for me, glimmered in the morning sun, piercing the trunk of Vashon Island's oldest fir tree. It sat there, 10 feet up, pointing precisely toward the North Pole, as it would for the rest of all time. So if not exactly a tweed bicycle, then surely a treed one, placed there by a strange old man whose ears failed him before his heart did. In the days and years ahead, I would think often of how that useless bicycle had been an answer to both our wishes, my own being one I'd never admitted. But on that Christmas morning of 1939, I knew only that I needed to wake Aunt Vi up, and tell her how extraordinarily fond I was of an old cast-off pajama top dyed Ranger red. 50 years later, if you ask if I'm not making this all up, I'll say this. The word of the Red Ranger of Mars should be all you need. And if you ask if I believe in Santa Claus, I'll say this. Mind your own business. And if you ask about that tree on a Christmas morning a lifetime ago, the one holding the last little bit of an old man's faith, and the first of a sour-faced little boy's, I'll say this. Look at his face, and look at his treed bicycle. Sonderclaus only heard treed bicycle, not tweed bicycle. The bike, it's still there. The bike is still up in the tree. That's it, guys. That's the end of that book. It's the best. Red Ranger Came Calling. If you liked it, you could buy it and have it at home, or you can just watch the video over and over again and just ignore the part where I'm crying. It's a really good book. It's a really great Christmas story, and holy smokes, we're still 6 days away from Christmas. I think it's time to get another book. I was thinking of reading The Grinch. We'll see. I have it at home. All right, gang. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.